In the last segment, we discussed how the firm chooses its output. And we asked the question, having chosen the output, should the firm start to produce? For the firm to produce, the firm would hire labor in particular. In other words, the firm is going to produce some output using some variable input. So, this is what happens. The firm takes the price in the market and produces some output. This is equal to the total revenue. So the total revenue must cover the variable cost. We know that the firm has already bought the capital, and the capital is fixed. So the cost is incurred regardless of the output produced. So when a firm is producing, it must make sure that the output it produces covers, right, the total revenue made from the output covers the variable cost. So let's play some mathematical tricks. As we've seen, this is already P times Q is equal to the variable cost. Let's divide this by Q and divide this by Q. And we get this result. The price is equal to the average variable cost. So we say for the firm to produce, the price must be equal to the average variable cost. And this is called the firm's shutdown condition. So if the firm opens and it does not produce anything, it's going to make a loss equal to the fixed cost. And if it produces and the price covers the average variable cost, it is going to make a loss equal to the fixed cost. So the question is, should the firm start to produce? Let's elaborate on the simple arithmetic we had over there and bring the fixed cost into the equation. So the firm starts to produce and makes that loss. This is the total fixed cost, this is the total variable cost, and this is the total revenue. The operation we did in the previous slide generates price equal to the average variable cost. Essentially, this is what we put into this equation. Now, this equation then says if we produce Q equal to 0, that is, we don't produce anything at all, our loss is equal to the fixed cost. So the largest loss possible to be made is equal to the fixed cost. The question is, should we open? For the firm, the conditions that it looks at will be this. If the price is greater than the average variable cost, definitely the firm opens and trades. But if the price is less than the average variable cost, the firm will not open. We say the firm shuts down. Because if it does open, it will make a loss and add this loss to the fixed cost. So its loss will be mounted. So it will not open. On the other hand, if the price is equal to the average variable cost, then the firm will be indifferent. Right? To be indifferent. It makes a loss equal to the fixed cost. So typically, a firm will open in order to create the awareness, and hopefully if the demand increases in the market, the price will increase and it will make profit. So let's take this firm, that's a Sam's firm for sure. If the price in the market is equal to 17, then, and the average variable cost is here, then Sam makes a loss equal to that. Let's see how, over time, it can make profit, right? And from there, we shall look at the SAM's supply curve. This is the market demand. So the price is 17. So SAM will take the price 17. That's the marginal revenue. Call that 1. And let's throw a marginal cost curve there. That's the average variable cost. So this is the shutdown point. And we can bring the average total cost here so that it makes things fine. And that is you say that is 20. So that is the loss it makes if it produces this output. The price here is equal to the average variable cost. Now, the shares become very popular in the market because they're very good shares, obviously. And what happens is if demand increases to say D2, the price increases initially to say 20. All firms will take the price and then they'll produce more. So say SAM produces Q2. If demand increases further in the market, the price increases say 25. SAM takes that. So you got marginal revenue 3. Okay. And then it produce there Q3. So you see that SAM starts to operate or produce from the shutdown point along the marginal cost curve. And so that this is SAM's supply curve. Every firm in the industry behaves this way. So if you look at it carefully, this is SAM's supply curve. Every firm in the industry, I said, will behave that way. And so in general, as we saw in week 5, the market supply curve that we have seen would be something like that. That is the market supply curve with the sum of the marginal cost curve. Then you put the demand curve on, which is the sum of the marginal benefits. And so this is how we got our equilibrium, market equilibrium, and we got our price. So a short summary: when price equal to average variable cost is called the shutdown point, and firms will normally start to produce at the shutdown point. So the firms continue to produce as the price rises, hence the firm supply curve is the upward sloping part of the marginal cost curve above the shutdown point, which is the price equal to the average variable cost. The market supply curve is the sum of individual supply curves.